cannot have faith and be afraid at the same time. Welcome or welcome back. It's your favorite mental health specialist, Ty Guidance, and yes, that is what we're going to be talking about in today's video. Now, with that being said, because there's no right or wrong way to heal yourself, always and only take what resonates as well as leave the rest. So if it doesn't apply, it's not for you. Don't force it, so let it fly. But most importantly, grab your pens, grab your paper, and be prepared to take notes. In this video, we're going to talk about faith over fear, okay, as well as overcoming your fears, as well as some recommendations, as well as some reminders, some disclaimers, and what to be aware of. Starting off with the topic and the title, are you going to be afraid or are you going to face your fears? Because you can't do both. What has helped me along my healing journey was to become super duper confident in myself and have so much faith in myself and God, ancestors, universe. Take what resonates, leave the rest, because we're not here to force religion or spirituality. That anytime, anything or anybody that was outside of me that wasn't in alignment with me couldn't disturb my peace or distract me. And that's the same thing with you. You have to be so confident in what it is that you believe in and what you stand on, and that you practice what you preach, because people in places and things who are not confident, who do not have faith, who do not believe in themselves will get in the way. And when you don't know how to think for yourself and you're easily influenced in a negative way, you will be controlled and you will be manipulated. Excuse me, I'm not editing this. There are people in this world who try to manipulate people, or who do, unfortunately, and dictate how people should react and how they should respond and what should they say and what they should do. This is your life. Like Mariah Carey said, if you don't want to eat a burger, then you don't have to eat a burger. If you want to eat a french fry, then you're going to eat a french fry. Okay? So the first disclaimer is that having faith is a choice. And once you choose to have faith, it's non-negotiable. It's mandatory. You can't be 50-50 when you're walking into the unknown. This is where the confusion comes in. This is where the double-mindedness comes in. This is where the corruption comes in. This is where the doubt and the insecurities come in. We're either going to be 100% confident and build our confidence if you're not at 100, or you're going to be scary and you're going to have paranoia. You're going to be afraid of anything and everybody, and you're going to feel paralyzed and stuck and stagnant. The second thing that you need to be aware of is that you have to surround yourself with people who have the same level of confidence, who have the same level of faith. Now, does everybody believe in the same religion or spirituality? No. And we're not here to force people to believe in certain things, because you can't, but be respectful of that. If you're surrounding yourself with people who are insecure and you're confident, or you have faith in yourself and your dreams, they're constantly going to think everything you do is braggadocious. They're constantly going to think you're arrogant, you're full of yourself, you're stuck up. Who are you to think this way? And they're going to limit your dreams and affect you subconsciously, like psychologically. And I know from experience, as I was evolving, as I was growing, as I was becoming wiser and more mature in life, I realized that I was around a lot of insecure, low vibrational people. And sometimes people are insecure because they haven't been taught and shown how to be confident. And then you have some people who are just willfully ignorant and malicious and evil, who choose to be those things as well as insecure and become envious, and they want everybody else to feel like that. I've dealt with these people in schools. I've dealt with these people and people in my family. I've dealt with people like this at work, even people, unfortunately, that I was getting to know like as friends, and I wouldn't even say a significant other, but just people who were the opposite gender of me. And it's like, it's not fair to you or to them for you to dim your light or be more palatable just because other people are not comfortable with themselves. It's so important that if you see somebody who's confident and you see somebody who has faith, you learn from them, you take notes, you ask them questions, and you just take what resonates, you leave the rest, or you leave them alone, and vice versa. Why would you want to surround yourself with people who don't dream big or who don't think highly of themselves? There's no limitations of thinking highly of yourself. We're not arrogant. I'm not arrogant. There's a big difference. There's a fine line in between. Arrogant people feel the need to belittle other people. Conceited people feel the need to talk down onto people. People who are selfish only think of themselves and nobody else. Just because you are selfless, just because you think of yourself, that doesn't mean that you don't think about other people. But you know, at the end of the day, you're responsible for yourself. And that's the third thing you need to be aware of. At the end of the day, and I've said it like 10 times already, put that in the comment section. At the end of the day, you are responsible for yourself. So it's like, if you're not doing things that make you happy, you can't expect that from other people. You don't need to give that much energy and attention or that much power to anything that's outside of you before you have that faith for yourself. It's nothing wrong, like I said, with having communities, because I know a lot of people want to have community or be exposed to certain people, places, and things and do certain things. But it's like, if you don't have that confidence, if you don't have that faith for yourself, looking outside of you, you're going to run into people like that, unfortunately. So the fifth thing you need to be aware of is that if you struggle with confidence, you have to work on that. You cannot fake it till you make it. I don't recommend doing that at all. A lot of people are like, yeah, just fake it until you make it. The reason why I don't agree with that is because when you have to be something you're not, you have to keep up an image. You have to keep up a facade. You have to constantly go out your way to be something that is not in alignment with you. And the more and more you're not in alignment, the more and more you get distracted and the further away you get from what it is that you're meant to experience. Not just that, because you're pretending to be something that you're not, you start to lose it. Like, that's what delusional is. And it becomes dysfunction. And then you start to become envious because you're pretending to be somebody you're not, when you could just be true. You could be authentic. You could be honest with yourself. Now, this doesn't mean that you learning to do things doesn't mean that it's not going to take time, but it makes so much more sense for you to be practical and realistic than to fake your confidence. So like, I know a lot of people are like, just be delusional, just be delusional. Being delusional and having faith are two different things. Having faith is a sense of knowing. What is delusional about you becoming a multimillionaire? What is delusional about you getting closer to your God, the ancestors, the universe? What is delusional about you getting straight A's? What is delusional about you getting a college degree? What is delusional about you becoming a business owner? Like, what is the delusion? What is the delusion of you wanting to be in a healthy relationship? Like, make it make sense. Stop listening to any and everybody. Like, you guys, I don't know if you peep, but it's just like, that's one of my biggest pet peeves. We don't need to be delusional. We need to have faith. Because faith is just a form of confidence. Look it up. Look up the word delusional. I promise you guys won't just say that, okay? So if you struggle with confidence, we're going to get into that with the recommendations. But it's like, in order to have faith, you have to trust yourself. If you don't believe in God, ancestors, the universe, once again, take what resonates, leave the rest. Because we're not here to what? Force religion or spirituality? You got to believe in yourself. You got to trust yourself. You have to become confident in yourself. Because it's like, if you can't be there for you, why do you feel like people should be there for you? Not just that, when you learn to have faith within yourself, you naturally become confident. Like, you see how it's in alignment with one another? So now, what are the recommendations? You guys are tired of me yapping, okay? The first recommendation is building your confidence. So I want you on your notes and in the comment section to let me know, what are some things that you're confident at or with, okay? Like, if somebody said, can you do this? Could you do that? Or whatever it is, you could do it and stand 10 toes down, versus things you're like, if somebody actually do this, if somebody actually do that, you're like, biting your fingernails. Maybe I'm not too sure. Maybe you're a little hesitant. Maybe you gotta creep. Yeah. Or you gotta think about, what are some things you're confident at? What are some things that you need to work on? And the reason why this is imperative is because when you know what you're confident, you continue to focus on that. You continue to engage with that. You continue to condone that. You continue to work on the things. The things that you're not, we then have to decide, do we need to focus on this? Is this something that needs more practice? Does this need more energy, more effort, more time? Or is this something that we just decided, you know what? I may not be the best at it, and you're okay with it, because everything is not for everybody. This is why it's so important to figure out who you are, so you can decide, you know what, I like this, I don't like that. Instead of trying to force yourself in rooms, environments, and communities, and people and places and things that are not for you. Even with your goals, if you don't have faith in your goals, it may not be for you. And that's okay. Like, speaking from experience, the best thing I've learned in my isolation periods and just self-reflecting on my healing journey was to realize, if I didn't have faith in something, maybe it's not for me. If I cannot have 100% faith in myself or what it is that I want, whether it's a job, relationship, career, etc., maybe it's not for me. And that's the best thing that you can do, is just be honest with yourself. And that's the second thing. Do you believe in yourself? Do you believe in your God? Do you really believe in your ancestors? And if so, what does that look like for you? Do you have a personal relationship with yourself? Do you have a personal relationship with God, ancestors, or the universe? And if so, what does that look like? Do you spend time with yourself? Do you practice what you preach? Do you mean what you say? Do you walk it like you talk it? Hey, walk it like you talk. Or you're just yapping? And I'll wait. I sound like a teacher. I'll wait. Like, you can no longer say certain things that you don't have faith in, including myself. So if we don't 100% know for sure, we don't need to speak on it. And it's not hard to do that. I've met so many people in my life who were confident, and anytime they didn't know something, they would say, Ty, I don't know this. You may have to look this information up for yourself, or I haven't experienced it, so I don't want to speak too much on it. And I'm the same way. I can't stand, you guys are getting to know me more and more, but I can't stand people who can't acknowledge when they're wrong, because it's like, if you're wrong, you don't know. And obviously there's wisdom and discernment that you can experience. So it's not the end of the day, versus people who are just so prideful and like, yeah, I can never be wrong. No, if I don't know something, if you guys ask me a question, I'm going to either tell you what I know from my personal experience, or I'm going to say I don't know. It's really not that hard. Like, and when you're confident and you have faith, you can't be in your ego. But that's, clock it, that's a different topic within itself. So it's just like, know what you know. Practice what you know. The third thing when you're learning to have faith is giving yourself patience and the grace. Like, having faith, if you're not like religious or into spirituality, or you don't have friends, or maybe you've never done anything in life to feel like you're worthy or to be confident, takes time. Rather, you're learning at church, in school, your friends, social media, whatever it is. Learning to be confident, if you struggle with confidence, especially in yourself, requires a lot of energy, a lot of effort. Like, it's a full-time job. It's a responsibility. And once again, we're not faking it until we make it. We're going to be practical, because it's like, when you're realistic about you being confident, you don't have to have high standards or constantly think so much that you don't receive the things that you want, or you don't experience the things that you want to be, because you had expectations but you weren't able to meet them. Like, you're not easily disappointed is what I'm trying to say. It's no need to be easily disappointed. Like, if you're envious, you got insecurities, like you doubt yourself, maybe you feel like you're not the best looking or whatever it is, say that. And that's the fourth thing or the fifth thing. Let me know what number I'm on, but acknowledge that. On the notes, I asked you what you're good at, what you're not. Be honest. Let me know in the comment section. What are some things, so therefore you and I can come up with solutions. That's the whole purpose of this video and the content, is come up with solutions, motivate, inform, and educate, and trying to make it entertaining. But it's like, we got to be for real. If we know we're not really confident in something, okay, and nobody's going to judge you, nobody's going to shame you, and that's the final thing. But before I get into that, you need to know, you guys see these dust bunnies? You need to know, like, okay, if I don't feel confident in this, why don't you feel confident in it? Why don't you feel confident with how you look? Why don't you feel confident with your religion? Why don't you feel confident with your job? Why don't you feel confident with your business or your relationship? Why? Let me know. And once again, don't be afraid. Everyone has things that they need to work on. So it's just like, once you know why, then you're like, okay, I know how this is affecting me. So what are we going to do? You could build your confidence. Like I said, when you're practical and you're realistic and you're sitting with yourself and you're being honest, you know, like, okay, well, maybe I'm insecure because of this and this and that, blah, 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 blah. But I want to work on it. So as long as I'm able to acknowledge how I feel right now, over time, I can get better at it. You see how that works? So like I said, lastly, if you're very confident, you have to continue to surround yourself with people who are confident, because it's not going to work. Confident people and insecure people cannot align themselves energetically, spiritually, emotionally, physically, financially, and you guys, psychologically. The reason why I'm getting so close is because people, not everyone, but you have a lot of people who are lost, and like I said, who are willfully ignorant and choose to be evil and wicked and envious, who want to bother people who are full of themselves. And it's not a bad thing. Like, you have a lot of people, especially on the internet, because that's what we're on right now. You have a lot of people who feel entitled to people they've never met or they don't know, and who don't do anything for you. So it's like, if people don't finance you, feed you, or educate you, and they don't make you feel good about yourself, stop worrying about them. Think that you're beautiful. Think that you look good. Everyone's like, oh, well, everyone's not gonna look good to everybody. Why do you want to be around people who don't find you attractive? Why are you going to be around people who get upset because you know certain topics, you've gone to certain places, you're well-rounded? For what? Like, that's one of my biggest pet peeves, like surrounding myself with people who haven't certain experiences in their life. Like I said, it's one thing if you didn't come from that background, it's one thing if you weren't taught and shown, but it's like, at what point do you decide that you want better for yourself? Like, you can't surround yourself with people who don't want better for themselves, because like I said, it's always, oh, she, and it's like, girl, sit down. Not the people, like I said, who are insecure and you're just a little shy, but people, you have really like grown adults, and it's just degrading, it's demeaning. Okay, but anyways, we're gonna keep it cute because we're not here to judge anybody, but we are here to be very much so honest and vulnerable. Okay, I said what I said, you said what you said. You're gonna become more confident. If you need questions about being confident, or you want me to make that into another video, like, girl, get out, another video, let me know down in the comment section down below, as well as follow me on my Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. All the information is down in the description box below, as well as booking your service in your session where you can have your one-on-one chit chat with me. Okay, and yeah, like, be vulnerable, be honest, and don't be afraid, because it's a judge-free platform. And once again, think highly of yourself. Have faith. The more you can practice having faith in yourself, because that's where it starts. We go to the root over here. We go to the source. You'll become faithful in everything else. Once you have faith in yourself, you're going to have faith in God. You'll have faith in the universe. You'll have faith in your ancestors. You'll have faith in your relationships. You'll have faith in your family. You'll have faith. You'll have discernment. And know, too, if something's not for you, it's not for you. You don't have to force it, okay? Love you, bye.